Hi, I'm Mindy Peters, the Solutions Manager at SPI, and I am really excited about the question that lies behind today's video. This question came to me from a member of the SPI Pro community, and here is the basic crux of the problem. This SPI Pro member has a Teachable course and she has an audiobook. And when someone purchases the Teachable course, she wants to send them a free copy of the audiobook. She wants to give them a coupon code so they can go and redeem a free copy of the audiobook. The trouble is her audiobook publisher has given her a list of unique coupon codes. And so how do you automate the process of picking the next unique coupon code off of a spreadsheet and uploading that into your email service provider so that you can email that coupon code out? It would be really easy if we were making all of our sales at the same time. In that case, we would just take our list of email addresses, assign them all to a coupon code, and upload that single spreadsheet into ConvertKit. But we don't want to do that. We want to do it one at a time. As each sale is made, we need to get that unique coupon code and deliver that to the student. So how do we do that? Here are the tools that we need to accomplish this. We need our email service provider. So in this case, that's ConvertKit. We need a spreadsheet that lives in Google Sheets, and then we are going to need the paid version of Zapier so that we can look up the coupon code in the spreadsheet and then send it over to our email service provider. Before I dive into the sort of individual steps of how we do this, let me give you an overview of what this is going to look like. And for that, we'll take a look at the Zap. Here's our spreadsheet with all of our coupon codes. And you can see that next to it in the spreadsheet, we are assigning an email address. We're adding an email address in. Let's look at Zapier. And here's how this is being accomplished. We are getting a new tag added in ConvertKit. That's the trigger that kicks off this automation in Zapier. Then Zapier is going to go to that spreadsheet and look up the row in the spreadsheet. So it's going to look at the spreadsheet and say, what's the next coupon code to use? Then it will assign the email address to that next coupon code, basically claiming that coupon code. And then it will send that coupon code into ConvertKit, and ConvertKit will send an email to that student with their coupon code. That's the overview of what's going to happen here. So now we're going to move into building this automation, and we're going to work it through in 3 steps. Step 1, we'll build everything in ConvertKit. Step 2, we'll format that spreadsheet that we just looked at. And then step 3, we'll set up this Zapier to connect everything together. Okay, so I'm over in ConvertKit, and I got here by going to Automate Visual Automations. That brings me to the Visual Automation screen here. Click on New Automation. Here is the automation that you will build. Now, I have named this automation Assign Coupon Code, and that lets me know that that's what's going to happen here is I'm going to assign a coupon code. And this automation is going to kick off when we make a sale in Teachable. So previously, we have integrated our Teachable account into our ConvertKit account. If you haven't done that, you can get to that under Automate Integrations, and that will let you integrate those 2 services together. And so let's make sure we have all of our payment plans for our course added in here. So right now, I only have the admin enrolled option. And what that is just, that's the option for you to manually enroll people into a Teachable course. That will kick off. We want to add our pricing plans in here as well. We go to Purchase, Teachable, and then pick out all of our pricing plans from the list. Okay, so we're back here and you can see I've added in all of my pricing plans for this specific product. And now I am going to add in a tag. And so you can see that I've already done that. You just push the little plus sign here and choose Add or Remove Tag. Make sure it's on Add Tag, which is the default. And if you've previously created your tag, you can pick it from the list here, or you can just type in the name of the tag that you want and hit Add Action. So I did that here, and my tag is called Trigger Assigned Coupon Code. Anytime I'm using a tag to kick off some type of action, I always put trigger in front of it. And that just helps me remember that that tag is not really storing customer data as much as it's just meant to sort of be a mechanism for starting an action. This tag, when this tag is added, that is what is going to start the Zapier automation later on. So that is why we are adding this tag right now. Once you've set up this automation, the next thing we are going to do is go and open a subscriber record. And so I'm just going to go to my own personal subscriber record. I'm at the bottom here of my list of custom fields, and I'll click on add a new field. This is how you add a new custom field inside of ConvertKit. Click on that and give the custom field the name you want it to have. So I've previously added my custom field, so it's going to give me a warning to tell me that name's taken, but here is my custom field. And then you'll leave field value empty. You don't need to put anything in there, and then hit the update subscriber button. When you hit update subscriber, the page is going to reload. Scroll through your custom fields. They'll arrange themselves alphabetically, and just make sure that your new custom field got added in before we move on to the next step, which is to scroll to the bottom of the page. We're going to scroll down to the tags section, and we need to add a new tag in here. We're going to add in that tag that we just created. The reason that we're doing this is when we set up the Zapier automation, it's going to look to make sure that there's at least one use of that tag. It's going to need a sample record, and so we'll add that tag in right here. So just hit the plus sign and then type in the name of that tag. So here we go. Here's that tag. I'll just click on that, and that will add the tag to my profile. So now I have at least one subscriber who has that tag, which Zapier will need to use later. We're all done on the subscriber record here. Now we'll move on to making our second automation. And that second automation is going to use the custom field that we just set up. Here I am in my second automation, and I've named this one Deliver Coupon Code. And what we will kick this automation off with is whenever the custom field, pro example _ coupon code, whenever that changes, that will start the automation. So the way that we did that here is went to custom field and found our custom field and use the option changes. So there's two options in this dropdown. There's changes and changes to. You use changes to when you want to only kick off the automation when it changes to a very specific thing. But because each coupon code here is going to be unique, we don't know what is going to get printed in here. So we just want when it changes. And what this is doing, if we go back to the Zap that we will be setting up, that is essentially kicking off this last stage of the automation, which is saying Zapier is going to fill the coupon code into that custom field, and then that will trigger this automation. And so what happens here when that coupon code gets filled in to this custom field, we are going to send an email. So you just hit the plus sign and choose email sequence and type in whatever you want your email sequence to be called and click add action. And I've done that here. So here we are. We'll click on our email sequence. And now this is just going to be a single email long. And this is how we are going to deliver that coupon code to our student. A few things you need to do in this email. Number one, change your subject line. Number two, and I screwed this up in testing, make sure that you adjust the sending time. So ConvertKit's default is to wait 1 day before sending the first email in a sequence. We need to change this to immediately. You want to send that coupon code out right away. So there'll be a number 1 here. Just click the down caret here to change it to immediately. Now we just need to write an email. And so I have set up the email here. Let's walk through all of the elements here. We just are greeting people, and we got this. This is the standard ConvertKit greeting under the personalization option. Thank you so much for enrolling in my course. Here's your free coupon code. This will only work 1 time, so please do not share it. Now we need to print the coupon code in here, and here is how we do that. click the plus sign, and go to personalization. And when you click on that, one of the options here is subscriber custom fields. Now our coupon code is living in the custom field, pro example coupon code. So click on that and hit add to email. And it will just print that in right there. So whatever value that field has will show up here. If that value is empty, there's just going to be an empty space there. But if that value is filled in, then it will print there. And you can see when I set this up before, I made that bold because I want that to stand out in the email. I want them to be sure they know what their coupon code is. I say thanks and welcome to the course. And then I've published my automation. I've published my email, and then up here in the corner, I make sure to turn on my automation. And you know what? I don't think we talked about that with our first automation. We want to make sure that that automation is also turned on. So everything is live. Everything is set up in ConvertKit. Now we're going to go over to Google Sheets and set up our list of coupon codes. We looked at this spreadsheet very quickly before. This is our spreadsheet of coupon codes, and it basically has only two columns. Column number 1 is the list of unique coupon codes, and column number 2 is where we are going to store the email address that is associated with that coupon code. It's where we're going to assign the coupon code. And you can see I've done some testing already here. I've assigned coupon codes 1 through 6. And coupon code 7 is marked as the next coupon code. We'll get into the formula that's being used there. This spreadsheet is a little more complicated than I would like it to be. I wish that it was a little bit simpler, and I tested a bunch of different sort of strategies, but Google Sheets just didn't let me go with a simpler solution. And so because this is a little bit complicated, you will find in the description below a link to this spreadsheet as a template. If you click on that link, here's what you'll see. You'll see the template here, and then in the upper right hand corner, there's this blue Use Template button. If you click that button, it's going to add a copy of this spreadsheet into your own Google Sheets account so that you can just go ahead and edit this, use it for your own purposes. That's a lot easier than having to type in the formula that I'm about to show you. So the first thing that you will do is paste in all of your coupon codes into column A here. And this template is set up so that you can have up to 999 coupon codes, but if you need more, just click Add to add more rows. And then in column B, we're using a formula. And what this formula is doing is it is looking at the cell above, and it is checking to see, does it have an @ symbol in it? And if it has an @ symbol in it, that means that the cell above it has an email address in it. So this should be the next cell. This is the next coupon code to use. And if the cell above it does not have an @ symbol in it, that means that this is not the next coupon code to use. It was a good solution to the problem of just how do I indicate where is the next coupon code to use. Essentially what this formula is it's an if contains. So it is looking at the cell and saying, if that cell contains the @ symbol, then return the value next. And if that cell does not contain the @ symbol, then return the value later, which means use this coupon code later. And then what Zapier is doing is then it is going to overwrite that formula with the email address. So it's essentially claiming that field, that row, and basically getting rid of that formula. I got that formula, in case you're interested and want to read more about it, from this article on Statology, and we'll link to that below. And if you are really interested in how that if contains formula works, you can read about it more on this article. Now that our spreadsheet is set up, we will move into the final step, which is going into Zapier and connecting everything together. So here I am in Zapier, and again, this is requiring the paid version of Zapier, and that is because we need to do a lookup in order to achieve our goal here, and a lookup necessitates a multi-step zap. So here we go. Let's connect things together. First, we need our trigger, and our trigger app is ConvertKit, and we are using a new tag subscriber. Now, if you are a really sort of eagle-eyed user of Zapier and of ConvertKit, you might notice that we could actually trigger this whole thing with a new purchase being added into ConvertKit, meaning that like technically we wouldn't need this first automation, but here is why I have included it. And that is because I can foresee the sort of need that you might have to pull up a list of everybody who should have the coupon code. And so if we're assigning a tag, that makes it really easy to pull up in ConvertKit. If we're bypassing that step, then that makes it a lot harder. Maybe you need to go into Teachable and pull up a list, or you need to sort of dig through Zapier and pull up a list somehow. It's far easier to include this. That is why I have included that automation. It makes it really easy for you to pull up the list of everybody who should have a coupon code, just in case you need to do some troubleshooting. Our trigger event, that's the very long way of saying that our trigger event is a new tag subscriber. We will hit continue. We choose our ConvertKit account, and if you've not previously integrated ConvertKit with Zapier, there will be instructions here on how to do that. We'll move into setting up our trigger, and our trigger is the tag that is getting added in this automation, and the tag is called trigger assign coupon code. So I will pick that, I'll click on this, and this will pull up a list of all of your tags in ConvertKit. If for any reason you don't see the tag there, just hit load more, and it will load more tags for you. So just type in the tag that you need. And then we will hit test trigger. And this is back to why when we looked at our subscriber record, we added the tag. That is because ConvertKit is going to need at least one record with that tag to run its test. So it's run its test, returned its data. So that's excellent. Hit continue. Next, you will add in the action, we're going to choose Google Sheets as the app, and under here, scroll past everything and create, and you'll go to search and you'll choose lookup spreadsheet row. Hit continue. Authenticate your account. Now you'll walk through this builder, so this just helps you find your spreadsheet. If you have multiple drives, you'll have to choose that, but I've only got one drive here. You'll find the name of your spreadsheet, and there's only one tab on this spreadsheet here, but if there were multiple tabs, you would choose the correct tab, and that's what it means by worksheet. So our worksheet is named, and now here we go. We want the lookup column, so you'll click on this, and it only has two columns, right? It has coupon code and assigned to. We want to search the assigned to column. When you get to lookup value, it's going to assume that you want to look up something from that first record, from the ConvertKit record. We don't actually. All we want to do is look up the value next. And that is because here we are using that formula to say next. This is the next coupon code. If you adjusted this formula to be something else, if you made it say like next here or something, you will need to make sure that that's what you put here in the lookup value. We will skip supporting lookup column and supporting lookup value. We're not using those. For bottom up, that is false. I want it to start from the top. It kind of doesn't matter because there should be only one next on the page. And then we want, should this step be considered a success when nothing is found? We want false. Don't check this box. Leave that box empty. Run the test, hit test and continue, and what it should return is a row with next. So I'm going to retest, and so now I will expect that it's going to return the value test 007 as the coupon code. So let's hit retest and continue. And look, it returned test 007. So it's working. Yay. Excellent. Okay. So now we'll hit close and we will move on to step 3. Step 3, our app is Google Sheets and our action is update spreadsheet row. So that is the second option under create. It's very important to use update and not create. Okay, continue. All right, so we're going to set up our action here. So again, we're choosing our spreadsheet like we did in the last step, and then under row, you will expand number 2 here and show all options, and we're looking for our row. And our row, so under my test now, my row is 8. But we'll choose our row. I will remove the old one. All right, so we're choosing our row. And then we are leaving the coupon code column empty. We don't want to overwrite that data, so this one is going to stay empty. And under assigned to, we'll click here. And under new tag subscriber in ConvertKit, we'll find the email address and we'll click on that. And then that is going to add the email address into the assigned to column on the row that the Zap identifies. So let's hit test action. And so now this email address should be assigned to row 8, coupon code test 007. Let's go take a look. And we can see that that is true. Test 007 is now assigned to the email address that we had there. And you can see that test 008 has updated to say that now it's the next one up. So everything's working great. We just have one more step to add into our Zap. We'll hit close. And now for our 4th and final step, our app is ConvertKit. And again, our action event is going to be add tag to subscriber. We'll hit continue, choose your account, go to setup action. This is going to require one more tag from ConvertKit, and we haven't set this tag up yet. And so the way that Zapier interacts with ConvertKit is basically most things are kicked off with tags. We can't just choose to update a custom field without including a tag. For whatever reason, the Zapier ConvertKit conversation, if you will, requires a tag to be involved. So we're going to add in another tag into ConvertKit. You're not really going to use this tag. It's just a trigger to get this last step going. And so just go into ConvertKit, go to subscribers, and you'll add a new tag. On your subscribers page, you'll just go all the way to the bottom of your list of tags and click on this create a new tag. And then I named my tag trigger send coupon code. This tag will be nice if you ever need to just pull up a list of everybody who has been sent a coupon code. You could very easily pull it up from this tag. But other than that, we're not really going to touch this tag again. But we put in that tag, and then under email address, so we'll click in here and we're going to step number 1, the ConvertKit data, and we'll choose our email address from there. Click on that and it'll fill into your box here. Now just scroll through this. This is your list of custom fields. Scroll through that until you find the custom field that you created for this purpose. So here's mine. It's under pro example _ coupon code. We'll click in this box and then go to the lookup spreadsheet row option. So that's step number 2. Click on that. Click to show all options. And here you will find your coupon code. Click on that, and that will fill into the box here. And this is how we're sending that coupon code into ConvertKit, which is awesome. Scroll to the bottom and hit test action. And you will run a test, and then it should add that coupon code into the subscriber from your initial set of data here. When that is done, everything is ready to go. Click Turn on Zap. Now, the last thing that I will do here is to teach you how to test this out so that you can be sure that everything has worked properly. So I am in Teachable now. And so again, Teachable is my trigger, or if you are starting this off with a product in a different platform, essentially I just need to purchase that product. We're going to do it for free, so that I can kick off that automation in ConvertKit that should then start the whole cascade here. So I went to students, and in the upper right-hand corner, I clicked on add students. So I'm going to show you a really cool trick for testing. So I've put my first name here in the name field, and then in my email address, you know, I've already tested this with my own email address, and I want to keep testing. But I don't want to have to use an entirely new email address, like set up a new email address on my domain. You can just put a plus sign and testing after it. ConvertKit will treat it like it's a new person, but your own personal email, email client will treat it as though it's, your same email address. So, I have Mindy plus testing 5 because I've tested this 4 times, at and then mydomain.com. So I'm going to run this test and I confirm. And then the last thing here under enroll these students, I'm just going to pick out the course that I'm using here. This is the course purchase that kicks everything off. So I have a testing email address and I am going to purchase that course. That is the admin enrolled option, and hit import. And when I do, that should kick all of this out. And if everything goes right, Mindy plus testing 5 is going to get assigned the coupon code test 008 because that is the next one in line. Now, unfortunately, the conversation between Teachable and ConvertKit takes a while. Give yourself 15 minutes before you declare this whole thing, a wash. Unfortunately, like the communication time there is slow, as well as the communication time with Zapier and Google Sheets can be pretty slow. So I'd say even a half an hour, wait a half an hour to make sure all of this stuff has worked before you, decide that some step isn't configured properly. So I am going to hit import, and then I am just going to walk away from my computer and do something else for a while. And when I come back, I should find that coupon code has been assigned to me. Okay, 5 minutes have passed. You can see I put a jacket on because I was getting chilly. And our email that we just put in through the testing number 5 has been assigned to coupon code test 008. So it worked. And the line below it changed over to the word next. So that's really exciting. Let's further validate that everything in ConvertKit that we wanted to have happen happened. So the way that we'll do that is we'll look up that Mindy plus testing 5 inside of our ConvertKit account. Okay, so here I am on that test account, and let's scroll down. We're looking for 2 tags and 1 custom field. All right, look at that. Test 008 has been added to the Pro Example coupon code custom field. Now let's check out the tags. You can see I've got those 2 tags here, trigger assign coupon code and trigger send coupon code. Now, did the email with the coupon code send? We'll go back up to the top. Here is your audiobook coupon code. And if I click on that, look, it can show me that it has been sent to me. And we just look at the content. Here is that. I'm so excited. Everything worked out exactly as it was supposed to. So that is fantastic. I love when we get questions like this inside of SPI Pro. So SPI Pro is just a really supportive community of other entrepreneurs, and it's a great place when you get stuck with things to ask questions, and other members will jump in with their advice on how to solve a problem or just give you the encouragement you need to keep going when things get hard. If you are interested in checking out SPI Pro, you can go to smartpassiveincome.com/pro. And if the community looks like it's a good fit for you and for your business, then you can fill out an application to join.